Welcome back to Story After Midnight, where the darkness never sleeps. I'm your storyteller, guiding you through the world's most terrifying and mysterious true encounters. From haunted homes to ghostly sightings to strange and unexplained phenomena, I bring you the spine-chilling stories that will make you question what you thought you knew. In tonight's episode, we dive deep into the eerie and unsettling world of real-life ghost encounters. These are stories from those who have unknowingly brushed up against the supernatural and lived to tell the tale. So find a quiet spot, dim the lights, and make sure you're alone, because the shadows might be closer than you think. Who knows what's lurking, watching, and waiting to make its presence known? Now let's step into the unknown. The darkness awaits us.
The crime scene watched me. I've been a crime scene cleaner for over 10 years. I've scrubbed away blood from bathroom tiles, peeled brain matter off drywall, and even had to chase maggots off a couch cushion before lifting what was left of a body. You get numb to it eventually. At least that's what I used to believe. I always told myself, you're not there for the story, just the cleanup. But there was one job, just one, where I couldn't keep that wall up. I think about it every night. And if I close my eyes long enough, I still see that hallway and what waited in it. The call. It came in just past 4 a.m. Dispatch said it was a double homicide in a rural house about an hour out of town. The cops had cleared it, the coroner had done their part. My job was simple, clean and contain. I grabbed my gear, threw it into the van, and hit the road before the sun came up. The house was a small, one-story cottage on the edge of a forest. Isolated, no neighbors nearby, the kind of place people buy to get away from it all. This time, it all had caught up with them. When I pulled up, I noticed the front door was ajar, like it had been left for me. That wasn't standard, but I figured maybe one of the officers had been careless, or maybe they just didn't want to stay any longer than they had to. I should have known something was wrong right then. The house inside, it was cold. Not cool, cold, like no one had lived there for months, but the bodies had only been found the evening before. The place reeked iron and mildew, that thick, coppery tang of blood mixed with something wet and rotting. I put on my respirator and started the walkthrough, bedroom first. 2 victims, man and woman. Throat slashed in their bed. Sheets soaked. Blood splatter on the wall like an abstract painting. No forced entry. Police suspected a domestic gone very wrong. It was the hallway outside the bedroom that set me on edge. It was too dark, even with my floodlight on. The shadows just stayed, like they were stuck to the walls. The cleaning begins. I got to work, pulled out my cleaning solvents, plastic sheeting, biological waste bins. My movements were automatic, methodical. Bleach, scrub, wipe, repeat. But about 20 minutes in, I started hearing things. First, it was just a soft thump from somewhere in the house. I paused, thinking maybe an animal had gotten in. But when I checked, nothing. No open windows, no signs of intrusion. I went back to scrubbing blood off the baseboards, and then my bucket moved. Not rolled, not tipped over, slid across the floor, like someone had dragged it 6 inches to the left. I stood there frozen. I hadn't touched it. No breeze, no slope, no logical explanation. Then came the whispering. Not alone. At first I thought it was the wind outside, but it wasn't coming from the windows, it was coming from under the bed. A low guttural whisper. Not words exactly, just breathy sounds like someone was trying to speak through a mouthful of water. I dropped to the floor and shone my light under the bed. Nothing. No, not quite. There was something. A single wet footprint. Bare. Small. Not from the victims. These people had died in bed. The whispering stopped when I looked. That's when I knew I wasn't alone in the house. The mirror. In the bathroom, I began cleaning the blood off the sink and floor. That's when I saw the mirror fog over. No hot water had been used, no steam in the room. Yet the glass fogged as if someone had exhaled deeply onto it, and there, slowly forming in the condensation, were 3 words. You clean me. I turned and checked behind me. Nothing. I stared back at the mirror. The writing was gone, just vanished. I tried to convince myself I was sleep-deprived. Maybe I was hallucinating. But then I heard it again. The whisper, closer this time. The closet, I moved toward the hallway, keeping my flashlight pointed straight. There was a coat closet I hadn't checked, door half open. Something about it made my stomach twist. I crept up, one step at a time. Reached for the handle. Inside, it was empty, except for a bloody handprint smeared down the inside wall. Fresh, still wet. I backed away slowly, not taking my eyes off it. But then, as I turned, I saw someone standing at the end of the hall. Just a silhouette, pale, thin, watching me. I blinked, and they were gone. The lockdown. I ran to the front door. It wouldn't open. The lock twisted, but the door wouldn't budge. I tried the windows, sealed. I was trapped. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Unknown number. I answered, my voice shaking. No one spoke, just the sound of something dripping. Slowly, steadily. Then came a voice. My own voice, whispering, "You shouldn't have cleaned it." I dropped the phone. The room below. I went back to the bedroom. I don't know why. Something pulled me there. That same cold draft seemed to suck me toward the floor. Then I noticed a small trap door beneath the bed. Had the cops missed it? Or had it not been there before? I opened it, stared down into darkness. A narrow staircase led into what looked like a root cellar. I didn't want to go, but I couldn't stop myself. It was like the house wouldn't let me leave until I saw it. Down there were bones. Dozens of them, old, stained, stacked like firewood, and on the wall, scrawled in dry brown streaks, were the words, "Cleanliness is obedience." I turned to run, but someone was standing at the bottom of the stairs, grinning, eyeless, skin rotting, wearing my face. The escape, I don't remember climbing back up. I woke up on the floor by my van. The sun was rising, the front door wide open, all my equipment packed. My boots were wet. I didn't finish the job. I don't know who did. The aftermath I never told anyone. Not the company, not the police. I went back a week later during the day. The house was gone, like it had never existed. The GPS coordinates led to an empty clearing, but sometimes I get calls from dispatch, unknown number, no one on the line, and I still hear that voice, "You shouldn't have cleaned it."
Thank you for joining me tonight on this eerie journey into the unknown. If these stories have left you with a chill down your spine, don't forget to like and subscribe for more spine-tingling tales. This really means a lot to me and helps to keep me on YouTube. And remember, there's always more lurking just around the corner. If you've ever experienced something strange, something unexplainable, feel free to share your own story in the comments below. You never know who else might be listening or watching. Until next time, keep your lights low, your doors locked, and your curiosity never at ease. Because at Story After Midnight, the darkness never rests, and neither do we.